The dynamics of Iran-China relations reflect a complex blend of historical ties, economic interests, and strategic partnerships that have evolved significantly over time. These interactions play a crucial role in shaping the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East and beyond. An analysis of this relationship reveals not only its ancient roots, but also how it has adapted in the face of modern challenges, especially regarding energy cooperation and geopolitical alignments. Additionally, the potential involvement of China in a hypothetical Iran-Israel confrontation provides insights into China's strategic intentions in the region. This essay delves into the historical context of Iran-China relations, examines their economic partnership and energy connections, considers China's geopolitical strategies, and explores China's potential stance in an Iran-Israel conflict. Finally, it contrasts China's approach to Iran with that of Russia, which has pursued a distinct, though equally significant, relationship with Tehran. The relationship between Iran and China has roots that extend back to ancient times. The two nations were linked by the Silk Road, which facilitated trade and cultural exchanges, fostering early diplomatic connections. This ancient foundation provided a basis for renewed ties in the modern era. In recent decades, the relationship between Iran and China has undergone significant transformation. During the Iran-Iraq War, from 1980 to 1988, China emerged as an essential military supplier to Iran, providing arms and equipment as Iran faced international isolation and Western embargoes. This period marked a critical shift in the bilateral relationship, signaling China's willingness to engage with Iran despite international opposition. The relationship has further matured over the past 4 decades, evolving into what is now considered a comprehensive strategic partnership. This partnership encompasses economic, military, and technological cooperation, solidified by a 25-year cooperation agreement signed in 2021. The agreement outlines collaboration in energy, infrastructure, and technology sectors, reflecting a commitment to deepening ties over the long term. The strategic partnership underscores China's interest in maintaining a strong foothold in Iran, seeing it as a pivotal player in its broader regional strategy. At the core of the Iran-China relationship lies a robust economic partnership, particularly centered around energy. Iran is one of China's critical energy suppliers, providing substantial volumes of crude oil to fuel China's growing industrial needs. In 2023, China imported approximately 1.1 million barrels of oil per day from Iran, which accounted for 10% of its total crude oil imports. This steady flow of Iranian oil is vital for China's energy security and economic growth. Despite Western sanctions imposed on Iran, China has continued to support Tehran economically, employing creative tactics to circumvent these sanctions. China's methods include ship-to-ship transfers and discrete shipping routes, allowing it to sustain significant oil imports from Iran, even in the face of U.S. restrictions. As a result, China has become Iran's largest oil buyer, ensuring the steady flow of capital into Iran's sanctioned economy. Beyond energy, China has invested in Iran's infrastructure, technology, and telecommunications sectors, further strengthening the bilateral economic relationship. The economic partnership extends beyond oil and infrastructure. Iran provides China with access to untapped markets, strategic trade routes, and a strategic geographic location that complements China's Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI. As part of the BRI, China seeks to develop land and maritime trade corridors that connect Asia to Europe and Africa, with Iran serving as a crucial node in this network. This positioning not only enhances trade flows, but also aligns with China's broader geopolitical goals. Geopolitical implications for China. China's growing involvement in the Middle East is driven by its perception of reduced American influence in the region, which it sees as an opportunity to expand its own strategic presence. By forging stronger ties with Iran, China aims to secure its energy needs while also expanding its diplomatic and economic reach. It has invested heavily in energy and infrastructure projects across the Middle East, including significant investments in countries like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Israel. These investments underscore China's ambition to balance relations across the region, rather than aligning itself exclusively with one country. China's approach to the Middle East is characterized by its policy of non-interference, which contrasts with the often interventionist strategies of Western powers. China emphasizes its BRI as a means of increasing trade and influence, while maintaining a stance of neutrality in regional disputes. This strategy not only helps China to build trust among Middle Eastern nations, but also allows it to position itself as a potential mediator in regional conflicts. However, China's balancing act in the Middle East is not without challenges. Its investments in Israel, for example, have raised concerns in Tehran, given the historical animosity between Iran and Israel. Moreover, China's deepening ties with Saudi Arabia, Iran's regional rival, further complicate its relationship with Tehran. Nevertheless, China's primary focus remains on economic growth and securing stable energy supplies, which requires careful diplomatic navigation in the complex geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. China's potential role in an Iran-Israel conflict. A potential conflict between Iran and Israel would pose significant challenges for China, given its interests in both nations and the broader region. While China maintains strategic ties with Iran, it also has substantial investments in Israel, particularly in the technology sector. In the event of an Iran-Israel conflict, China is likely to prioritize its economic interests over direct military involvement, adopting a cautious approach aimed at avoiding escalation. China's role as a diplomatic mediator in the region was evident in 2023 when it brokered a reconciliation agreement between Iran and Saudi Arabia, demonstrating its commitment to regional stability. However, China's military cooperation with Iran remains limited, primarily focusing on satellite technology, cybersecurity, and occasional joint military drills. Unlike Russia, which has deeper military ties with Iran, China's strategic interest lies in maintaining stable oil imports and securing its economic investments. The potential disruption of oil supplies due to an Iran-Israel conflict could have significant implications for China's energy security. In such a scenario, China might be forced to rely more heavily on costlier suppliers like Saudi Arabia, or even diversify its energy sources, which could have economic repercussions. This energy dependency drives China's preference for diplomatic solutions rather than military engagement in the region. Comparison with Russia's support to Iran. Russia's relationship with Iran is distinct from China's, characterized by more direct military and diplomatic support. Russia has supplied Iran with advanced weaponry and provided diplomatic backing in international forums. The partnership has expanded to include broader economic and technological cooperation, with both nations sharing strategic interests, particularly in countering U.S. influence. Russia's support for Iran has also extended into military collaboration. For instance, Iran has supplied drones and other military equipment to Russia, which have been used in the Ukraine conflict. This military dimension of the Russia-Iran relationship distinguishes it from China's more economically focused partnership with Tehran. While China aims to secure energy and trade interests, Russia's engagement with Iran is driven by shared geopolitical goals, particularly in the context of Syria and broader regional conflicts. Russia's willingness to engage militarily with Iran while maintaining its own strategic interests reflects a more interventionist approach compared to China's cautious diplomacy. The dynamics of the Iran-China relationship reveal a complex interplay of historical ties, economic dependencies, and strategic calculations. Rooted in an ancient connection, the partnership has evolved into a comprehensive strategic alliance centered around energy cooperation and economic collaboration. While China's growing involvement in the Middle East is driven by its pursuit of stable energy supplies and trade expansion, its approach remains primarily diplomatic and economic. In the context of a potential Iran-Israel conflict, China is likely to maintain a cautious stance, prioritizing stability and economic interests over direct involvement. The comparison with Russia's support to Iran further highlights China's preference for non-military engagement, even as it seeks to expand its influence in the region. As global power dynamics continue to shift, the Iran-China relationship will remain a critical component of the broader geopolitical landscape, shaping the Middle East's future in unpredictable ways.